Look, so it's already 2026. We're 3 years into this AI revolution, and for the most part, everyone was dead wrong about what would have happened by now with AI. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a step back, look what's happened since this AI revolution has started, where are we at currently, what the future looks like, and how to maximize the amount of wealth that you create from the upcoming years of this revolution. Okay, so we first have to take a step back and look at when the ChatGPT moment happened, which was late 2022. And this was a so-called spark to what we now call the AI revolution. Insane levels of hype followed. Everyone was making these crazy predictions saying that, in 3 years, by 2025, 2026, there's going to be no more coders left. Everyone's going to be obsolete. Humans aren't going to know what they're going to do. Everyone was making these insane predictions. This hype was coupled with an air of mystery with it and uncertainty, and nobody truly knew what was next. Okay, what did the future look like with AI? And the truth is that nobody truly knows or knew how AI would play out both in the short and the long term. And this includes Elon and the smartest CEOs. Nobody truly knows. Everyone can make predictions and guess what's going to happen by what time period, but nobody truly knows anything with certainty. Okay, and so as everyone's making predictions, like I said, Elon said that it is increasingly likely that AI will superset the intelligence of any single human by the end of 2025, and maybe all humans by 2027 and /2028. Okay, probability that AI exceeds the intelligence of all humans combined by 2030 is 100%. Okay, and so I went into Grok, his own large language model, and I fact-checked this, and what it said, this is the prediction that Elon made. He's saying that AI supersedes, humans in intelligence by 2025, 2026. And the reality check that Grok gave to Elon was not achieved. AI systems outperform average humans in many tasks, and even top humans in narrow areas. But no single AI system reliably outperforms the best humans across arbitrary intellectual tasks without human intervention or fine-tuning. Elon's July 2025 statement framed current AI as much smarter than most humans, but not yet smarter than any human at anything. Okay, and that threshold remains uncrossed in early 2026, which is at the time of this video is where we're currently at, January 2026. And so all of the top people were and still are making predictions on how AI will play out. You have Dario here, I believe is his name, CEO of Anthropic. He just recently, I think a week ago, made another statement, another prediction saying that within 6 to 12 months that coders will be obsolete. Okay, completely obsolete, which is what they've been saying for a while now. So they kind of keep pushing a goalpost now, which we'll see if it's going to happen, but who knows, the true probability of when and if this is going to happen. Okay, so Dario, Elon, Sam Altman, all the biggest top AI players are making these predictions. But to be honest, all this abstract doomsday predictions have yet to happen, if ever. And, coders still have their jobs. Even though they still have their job might look a lot different than before, but they are not obsolete like all the prior predictions said they would be. Okay. And so what's another example of this? Content. Okay, AI completely lowered a barrier to writing content, to writing and creating content. Okay, so you have video content and written content, and AI is, obviously generative AI is making a great impact in both of these verticals. And so you would expect this to be the death of human content creation, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. In this moment of time currently, the qualitative differences between AI generated content and human content is noticeable. Okay, sure, AI makes better content than someone who creates shitty content. So if you're somebody who just puts in minimal effort into creating your content, you don't put any thought into the insights. You're not trying to create provide unique insights to your audience. You're not trying to create your own unique style, just, bland, just generic content. Yeah, AI is going to whip you when it comes to content because it can do what you're doing, but at an insane pace, at an insane rate, But if you're someone who actually puts thought, creativity, and really looks for unique insights that you can only derive from your own personal experience or from, your clients or from research, then that's different. Okay. Then the qualitative difference between your content and AI's content, there's a massive difference. Okay. It's an ocean of a difference. And so, but when it comes to someone who puts in great effort to create a unique body of work, AI truly doesn't stand a chance. Okay. And the biggest case study I have for this is Dan Coe. Okay, as we all know, most of these large language models, these generative AI models, are chatbots. Okay, so they display information in the form of text. And so, you can get AI to write an essay or an article with ease. Okay. But Dan Coe, he wrote an article a few days ago, maybe a week ago by now, basically called How to Fix Your Entire Life in One Day. I went over it. It's a really good article, has a bunch of unique insights. It's a unique angle, goes over some theory, some philosophy, a lot of actionable stuff. So it's a really good overall solid article, and it reached 170 million fucking people, which is absolutely insane. Okay, for Twitter. And so, this article, like I said, has unique insights, unique style, vast depth and creativity. It really is a unique body of work, and it reached 170 million people. Okay. And so if he went into Grok, if he went into ChatGPT and, said, hey, write me an article about how to fix your entire life in one day and, include these types of insights, whatever, and it displayed the text and he just copy and pasted it and posted it, it would have come nowhere near the amount of reach and the amount of reaction that it's gotten from the public. Okay, so this article is absolutely blown up. I think truly, even after this article, people are starting to take X articles, Twitter articles or X articles a lot more seriously. I see Hermosi starting to post some X articles. Everyone's really trying to take it more serious, because long form content, long form text, emails, it still has value. AI has not made text, the content in general, obsolete. Okay, like I said, if you're someone who can provide unique value, unique insights, you have credibility to your name, then people will listen to you. They're not going to listen to a fucking chatbot, because anyone can go and ask ChatGPT questions. Okay, would you rather ask ChatGPT, hey, what are the best upselling frameworks for, capitalizing on this offer? Or would you rather ask that to Hermosi, right? So you have a general AI literally trained on every single piece of information on the internet. It has to create its own synthetic data now, because all the data on the internet is not enough. Or would you rather ask someone who's a specialist, someone who has vast knowledge in one specific vertical or one specific field, who can provide that answer to you? Okay, and the same goes for your market and the people that they're trying to buy from. Okay, and so this all kind of circles around, and it all connects. Okay, in life, you want to be a specialist. Sure, you want to have a broad range of knowledge. You want to be a generalist when it comes to, something about philosophy, about history, about business. But when it comes to the problems that you're solving and building your audience and building your personal brand, you want to hyper focus on whose problems you're going to be solving and who you're going to provide value to. Because, and I was talking about this on a call with someone a few days ago, you'd much rather collect $10,000 from one person opposed to, $1,000 from 10 people. Okay, because first of all, it's 10x, or it's 1/10 of the work, and it's much easier to get 10 more customers who pay you $10,000 than 90 customers who pay you $1,000. And so that's kind of how that goes. But this article, unique insights, unique style, vast depth and creativity, reached 170 million people. Also, Dan Coe, he's been building his brand for years now. He's always been known as a creative, someone who really puts thought and great, effort into his body of work. So he's, also a legend. He's up there with Hermosi, Iman, the greats. And so the demand for unique insights and a compelling body of work is not going anywhere. And I'm not saying that AI is a useless tool that can't compete with us. It can, just in a different aspect of when it comes to business. And so that's objectively false, because AI is an extremely useful tool that will revolutionize the world. First of all, automating nuanced tasks and roles that require a degree of intelligence, and also condensing and communicating various different forms of information. Okay, these are extremely valuable to people and businesses, and that is the main use case for AI. And so if you take the pessimistic stance on AI, then you are missing out on a generational opportunity. When it comes to providing value and being useful, AI is absolutely unmatched. We cannot compete with it. But when it comes to influencing people and building trust with them, then humans are absolutely unmatched, and AI cannot compete with us. Okay. And so to get someone to experience the full depth of value of your product or service, you first have to influence them into buying it. Okay, you have to relate to them You have to approach them as a human, build trust with them as a human, and provide value to them that you've ran into as a human and you've solved for other humans. Okay, not value that AI is going to provide to them. AI is not going to try to influence them because there's a human aspect to it. Okay, there's an aspect of rapport when it comes to influence them, selling them on a call and getting them to buy from you. Which only a human can do for the most part. Sure, AI can call leads and book them into a call, but that's different. And so you have to get them to like and trust you. The way you do this is by building your own online world. There's supposed to be a world there that people can experience. Okay. And when I say you need to create your own online world, I mean you need to create your own ecosystem. Essentially, you need to create a world that people experience. They experience your intel, your value, your personality. They experience it in a connected ecosystem of your content, your community, your email lists, your sales process. Where they essentially build more rapport and trust with you because you're feeding them value and you're charming them into eventually buying from you. Okay. When it comes to your online ecosystem, there's a few major components to it, but to give you a high-level overview of it, of what are the major components that creates your online world or your online ecosystem, I use those two terms interchangeably. The top of it, the first part of it is content. Okay, content is extremely important. In 2026, there's the past few years, I mean, there's been an influx of people starting online businesses, people making these crazy promises, these markets becoming more sophisticated, trust being burnt, trust recession, whatever you want to call it. To separate yourself from all this competition, build your personal brand. When you have a personal brand, an audience of people who trust you, who likes you, who can relate with you, the business that you have under your personal brand is not as important as your actual personal brand, because once you have a huge, not even huge, but you have a personal brand of any level built up, then you can sell whatever product, any service, any offer you want to your audience because they trust you, you've provided value to them, and they're on board with you, they're ride or die with you. Okay, and so that's, for example, you take someone like Andrew Tate, who he started with Hustlers University, which is now rebranded into The Real World. He has a supplement company. He has his merch. He has now he has a gambling website because he has this huge, massive personal brand where, he identifies that he also has the War Room, which is his high ticket thing. He identifies that when you have a large personal brand, you have people who can't afford as many things. You have people in the middle who can afford a decent amount of things, and you have people at the top who can afford expensive things. So you introduce an offer or a price point for each level, each tier of person in your audience, and so that way you can truly squeeze out as much juice as you can from your audience. That sounds bad, but you know what I mean, where you can extract as much value from your audience by providing value for them in return. Okay. Extract as much money from them by providing value for them in return. It's a fair trade. And so that's how you do it. Just please build your personal brand, especially this year. I cannot emphasize it enough. Okay, so content is how people find out about your world or your ecosystem. You want to try to find your own unique angle, your own unique style. You want to be original, especially in, what's now becoming a cesspool of competition. There's so many people, so many copycats, that if you can try to find your own unique angle, your own unique style, and be original, then and that style relating to a group of people or the person that you're trying to sell to, provide value to, then it's gonna be much easier for you to grow with less resistance. Okay, because you actually have something that people want and that other people can't provide. Okay, you also want to provide unique insights, actually provide real value that other people would charge. Give the value away for free, and then you sell the implementation. Then you have your ecosystem. This is where you're going to drive the traffic from your content from the top of the funnel to the middle of the funnel. And this can either be, most of the times it's going to be a community. Sometimes it can be an email list, a link tree, depending on what you want. But 99% of the time, it should be a community. A community basically is like an email list, except, it has more functionality and you can give more options when it comes to customizing it and, displaying various forms of content in the community. So, drive them into your ecosystem. This is how people build trust with you. You always want to stay on top of mind of your prospect. So community is a good way to keep them in one place where you can constantly just bombard them with content, provide value, go live, answer questions, interact with them. they interact with each other, and you're there as sort of placed as an authority figure, which gives more credibility to you. And you always just want to stay on top of mind and have them inside of your own world and be consuming content from you. Okay, and once again, you want to have your own unique style and your own unique insights, so that way, they have a reason to come to you and not someone else. Okay, you need to give them a reason to watch your content, to stay active within your community, your ecosystem, and not someone else's. Okay, and so then from there, you have your sales process, and this is how people buy from you. Most of the times, you either reach out to them or you make a call to action, whether that call to action is, hey, if you want to get this free PDF or this free, 30-page doc that we made on solving X problem, comment this word, and then you DM them, sending them that asset. At the same time, you start a conversation with them, qualify them, book them into a call. But the main thing is, when it comes to your sales process, you want to understand their pain points and communicate your value proposition. It's much more nuanced than that. There's a lot of tactics and a lot of things when it comes to selling. But the broad, high-level overview of sales is, hey, they have this problem. This is the pain that they're currently experiencing. You have a product or service that's going to take them from their current painful situation to their desired situation, and you need to show them exactly how that product or your service is going to take them from their current to their desired situation. Okay, and so that's all it is. And at the end of the day, you have to remember the fact that you're selling to other humans, not robots. Okay, so when it comes to when it comes to maybe, doing automating specific tasks, doing mundane tasks, repetitive tasks, things that can easily be systemized, or, just logical tasks, then AI definitely has the upper hand in that. And there's going to be tremendous amounts of value added to the economy, because AI is going to be doing a lot of things, not only in the digital world, but also in the physical world. Once these humanoids really start coming to fruition and start scaling, then we're going to see a massive change. But when it comes to influencing people, building rapport with people, getting people to buy, helping them change their decisions, or helping them make a decision, and entertaining people, even music, movies, books, then humans, I believe, are going to remain at the top of that vertical. So yeah, and the same way that, if you're sad and you want to listen to a sad song, I don't think you'd go to an AI to generate a sad song for you. You'd go to someone who you relate with, who's had this similar experiences to you, that's created a piece of art, a song that talks about a similar experience that they've had, And so this is when I hear people from, and I heard Jason from the All In podcast say, oh, I believe that music is going to go from artists to consumers making their own music, and AI is going to make all the music. I'm like, bro, I don't think that's going to happen. If I'm feeling in a specific mood, I want to go find an artist who's experienced that specific mood and made a piece of art from it. So that's that. Don't be pessimistic about the future. Keep creating, and if you're going to create, put a lot of effort into it, to give reason to people to choose you and not someone else. Okay, so if you found any value from this video, first link in my description is a free AI Skilling Specialist School community. We have 1,000 members in there, tons of new insights coming out every day. This flowchart's going to be in there. All my YouTube flowcharts are in there completely for free. And so, if you want to join and get some more insights, go ahead and join that first link in the description, and I'll see you on the inside. Bye.